All things Mavs.
What's up, Mavs fans? Welcome into All Things Mavs. And here we're going to start out with a bit of a subscription ask of you guys. If you guys have subscribed to All Things Mavs, I want you to use that emoji. You guys know I love my emojis in the comment section, so put that horse emoji down in the comment section if you have subscribed to All Things Mavs. And, you know, I just decided this, just as the show started. Here's what I'm going to do. Once I hit 4,000 subscribers, I'm going to come back to this video. I'm going to see who has subscribed by using that emoji, and I'm going to give away one of these All Things Mavs t-shirts. So go do that in the comment section right now and help me get to 4,000 subscribers on All Things Mavs. Now let's get into some unfortunate news about the Dallas Mavericks. One of their top executives has been accused of sexual misconduct in Tony RONZONE. Tony RONZONE is the director of player personnel for the Dallas Mavericks. Now, when this first came out, the Dallas Mavericks launched a team investigation back in 2019. They did their investigation. They didn't find any evidence, and Tony RONZONE was kept on the team. Now, this originally came out from a woman that Sports Illustrated is calling Sarah. They're not giving out her real name for obvious reasons. That happened in a Las Vegas hotel room. Very unfortunate, but Mavs told the woman to go to the police and launch a proper investigation. She did not do that. Instead, she just asked money from the Dallas Mavericks, and that never happened. Now, the Mavs didn't find any evidence, and here is what they had to say about Sports Illustrated's story. This is coming from Cent Marshall, the new CEO of the Mavs. She said, "Not only does this one-sided, incomplete, and sensational form of journalism with its multiple inaccuracies, mischaracterizations, and omissions seek to harm the reputations of the accused, but it dredges up the past for so many women and men in the Mavs organization and some who no longer work at the Mavs." Now, this is a super unfortunate situation. We do not have all of the details quite yet, but when we do, we will continue to bring them to you here on Chat Sports. Obviously, this is in the Mavs past before, and now it's coming up once again. Hopefully, we'll get through it with nobody harmed, but we'll just have to wait and see. So let's leave the newsy stuff now behind at the start of the video and get into a little piece of rumors here for the Mavs. Facundo Campazzo, an Argentinian point guard and a player for Real Madrid, the Dallas Mavericks reportedly have interest in. Now, he's been playing for Real Madrid for quite some time. He's a 29-year-old point guard, but he's looking to leave the team to head to the NBA. Now, in order for him to actually play in the NBA team is going to have to pay the Real Madrid team $6 million to buy him out of the contract. The two teams that have reportedly shown interest in Campazzo are the Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Minnesota Timberwolves being a bit more aggressive than the Mavs as they reportedly have moderate interest in the Argentinian point guard. Now, this year for Real Madrid, 29 years old, he put up 8.7 points per game and 5 assists to go along with nearly 2.5 rebounds. He also shot the ball really well from three at 37.4%, but Campazzo does have a few inconsistencies in his game with his shooting, his defensive ability, and his ability to finish around the rim. And another thing with this, and another reason I think the Mavs just have low to moderate interest in this point guard, is that there's already 3 point guards on the roster for next year. You got Luka Doncic. He's your main guy. You're not taking the ball out of his hands no matter who is on the team. DeLon Wright coming off the bench. He's looked honestly pretty ugly in the scrimmages, but I think I'd still rather give a 27-year-old point guard minutes over a 29-year-old guy. And then Jalen Brunson, of course, as he is recovering from shoulder surgery, but he's 23, a second-year point guard. I would, again, another guy that I would rather give time to than bring in a 29-year-old guy. However, the one positive I see with bringing in this guy, Campazzo, from Argentina and from Real Madrid, is that he was teammates with Luka Doncic back in 2017-2018. Now, we know the Dallas Mavericks love their Real Madrid players. They've got Luka Doncic. They had Nico Brusino back in the day. Salah Mejri was with the team for a long time. Maybe this could be the 4th Real Madrid player. Now, when they played together, Luka was just putting up 12.5 points per game, but also putting up 5 rebounds and 4 assists in 24 minutes with Real Madrid. Meanwhile, Campazzo was the point guard leader on that team at 9 points per game and 4 assists. Now, this guy is an all-world passer. I mean, he can pass the ball better than a lot of players in the NBA today can. But in all reality, I don't think the Mavs need this guy. I don't think there's any reason to really pursue him unless Luka Doncic is like, hey, you better go get my buddy or else I'm not staying. And I don't think that's the case. So what do you guys think? Should the Mavs pursue Real Madrid point guard Facundo Campazzo if he decides to come to the NBA? Type Y for yes or type in for no. I know we've got a wide variety of audience here. Some maybe even from Argentina, or maybe they've watched him in Spain with Real Madrid. would you want Campazzo on this team? Y for yes or N for no? Let me know down in the comment section. And as we move on to the next piece of news and rumors for the Mavs, before I get there, I got to tell you about this awesome deal over at Fanatics. When you go to chatsports.com/MavsT and use custom promo code CONE, you get up to 65% off any Dallas Mavericks t-shirt you want. Maybe you want a Kristaps Porzingis t-shirt jersey. Maybe you want this sick NBA Jam with KP and Luka t-shirt to wear. Or you want this black Dallas Mavericks t-shirt. Whatever you guys want, any kind of Mavs t-shirt, up to 65% off, starting as low as I think like $12. Go pick up one today at chatsports.com/MavsT. Use that promo code CONE to get up to 65% off. Nobody likes paying full price, so Fanatics is hooking you up for the right price. Now let's talk about Eric Gordon of the Houston Rockets. If you were watching on our main channel, I already discussed the injuries that he is facing. He turned his ankle on Vincent Poirier's foot of the Boston Celtics in the Rockets' final scrimmage game. Luckily, he had x-rays and they were negative, so no breaks or tears for him. But it was a pretty good turn, and it's going to keep him out for up to 2 weeks, which means he's not playing in the game against the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavs have their opener in Orlando on Friday night against the Houston Rockets, but there will be no Eric Gordon in that game. Now, Eric Gordon, since returning, because he's been up and down with injuries all year long, has been inserted into the starting lineup, no longer playing that six-man role. So he's playing alongside Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Robert Covington, and PJ Tucker, that very much small ball lineup. But then you take Eric Gordon out, and your backup options are guys like Austin Rivers, who actually isn't in the bubble right now, Daniel House, Damari Carroll. They just signed Luka Doncic. And you're not going to put in Tyson Chandler. Of course not. But last time the Mavs saw Eric Gordon, when they saw him on January 31st, he kind of tore him apart. 17 points and 4 assists in that game. He also knocked down 3 3-pointers. So the fact that Eric Gordon, who is arguably the third best player on this Rockets team, is going to be out against the Mavs bodes well for Dallas. And nobody wants to wish injuries on another team, but I'll take it. I mean, if he's not going to play, I'm not going to be upset about it. So you look at this Western Conference standings and why this game matters so much, because the Rockets are just barely above the Dallas Mavericks in the standings right now. The Thunder are 9.5 games back of that number 1 seed, and so are the Rockets, tied for 5 and 6. The Mavericks, though, just a game and a half behind Houston for that 6th seed, and if they can beat them, they're really close to catching them. So this is a very important game, and no Eric Gordon means the Mavs have an even better chance at catching them in the Western Conference standings. So I think this answer should be obvious as we're here on the All Things Mavs channel, and I'm talking to Mavs fans, hopefully. Who's going to finish higher in the Western Conference, the Dallas Mavericks or the Houston Rockets? Use those emojis to vote in the comment section. If you got the Rockets, let me know, but if you've got the Rockets, get out of here. Go to another video, go to another channel. This isn't the place for you. If you got the Mavericks, you're an MFFL, and I appreciate you. Now let's talk about Luka Doncic, because Rick Carlisle, head coach of the Dallas Mavs, who's been around the NBA for longer than most coaches, is endorsing him for the Most Improved Player award this year. Luka is currently 6th in points per game and 4th in the league in assists per game. He also leads all guards in rebounds per game. He is an unprecedentedly good rebounder for the Mavs. He's having an MVP caliber season, but maybe it's not an MVP year this year. Maybe it's the Most Improved award he's going to get. When you look at the other candidates, you got Bam Adebayo, of course, of the Miami Heat, Brandon Ingram, who I'll talk about here more in just a minute. You've also got Devontae Graham and SGA of the Oklahoma City Thunder as really solid competitors and really solid competition for Luka Doncic for this Most Improved award. So I'm going to ask you, Mavs fans, who is your pick to win Most Improved this year? Maybe it's not Luka. That's okay. In all honesty, I think Brandon Ingram deserves it. I'm not going to let my Mavs bias show here. I'm going to be real with you guys. I think Brandon Ingram probably deserves it this year, but I do think Luka Doncic is a close second, maybe a third behind Bam Adebayo, but he is right up there with the very best of them. So I'm going with I'm going with Brandon Ingram, as my Most Improved Player pick. Let me know who yours is down in the comment section. Now, a big reason for Luka's improvement is because he's playing with a great player in Kristaps Porzingis. He has been absolutely incredible this year for the Mavs. Luka's been putting up 28.7 points per game and 9 rebounds and 8 assists, nearly a triple-double every single night. Meanwhile, KP putting up 19.2 points per game and almost 10 rebounds, a double-double, probably his best, actually, undoubtedly his best rebounding year of his career. He's also blocking 2 shots per game. So I'm going to narrow it down here. I showed you Devontae Graham and SGA as some Most Improved candidates, but really it comes down to 3 guys. Luka Doncic, Bam Adebayo, and Brandon Ingram. Ingram's putting up 24 points per game, pulling down 6 rebounds, and dishing out 4 assists, more than he ever did with the Lakers. Laker fans are probably crying right now, but you got AD, so don't cry too much. Meanwhile, Bam Adebayo, 16 points and 10.5 rebounds, also dishing out 5 assists, which has been a huge leap forward because there's no Hassan Whiteside to hold him back. But none of those players are doing what Luka's doing. At 28 points per game, 9 assists, and 9 rebounds. And not only has Luka improved, but his team has improved. It tremendously improved. Last year, the Mavs only notched 33 wins. Meanwhile, this year, in a shortened season, already have 40 wins. 49 losses last year compared to 27 losses this year. That's a win percentage of 59.7% compared to 40% from last season. They also jumped from the 14th seed in the Western Conference up to currently the 7th seed and really could be as high as the 5 seed when it's all said and done. And also, by far the most impressive improvement the team made was that offensive rating. Last year they were at 109.4, which was 20th in the league. This year they're at 116.7, which is first in the NBA, not just this year, but first ever. Historically the best offensive rating in the entire league, ever. I mean, I'm talking, you go all the way back to when Wilt Chamberlain was playing. The Mavs have the best offensive rating of all time. So Luka Doncic definitely deserves some consideration for most improved. And if you want to rock him on your shirt, on your chest, or you just want to rock the Dallas Mavericks, do it with Fanatics. Chatsports.com/MavsTees got you hooked up for 65% off when you use promo code CONE. You can get these NBA Jam shirts. You can get this Luka Doncic caricature shirt. Excuse me, English is hard. We're getting near the end of the video. I'm getting tired. But anyway, use that promo code CONE. Get up to 65% off. Mavs fans, thank you so much for tuning in to today's show. Make sure you subscribe. Remember, that 4,000 subscriber count, we're giving away a All Things Mavs shirt. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, turn on your notifications, and I'll see you next time.